took us a while to get it together, but we're here. We just absolutely could not pass this opportunity because I've got one of the coolest people in the whole wide world. She's been hanging out with us for a few years. Miss Julie Moser. This is Facebook Live episode 163. We're still out hunting for awesome. And actually, I bumped into Julie a few years ago in a seminar, and it was a social media seminar, and it like transformed her. She's going to tell you the story tonight. She is an Instagram esthetician Jedi. When I bring you to her page, you're going to be absolutely amazed. She works at Oasis Salon and Day Spa in Joplin. The salon owners there, of course, we got Darlene and Aubrey and Adrian. We got some sisters, and we got it's a family thing, and they are just such lovely people. And Julie works there. She's, I think, our second interview in Oasis. So why did I want her on tonight? I mean, if you look at the track record as an esthetician, just under 70 in 2016. She jumps $20,000 in 17, jumps another 10 in 18, and she's just getting warmed up. She says to me that she's trending $120,000. Guys, as an esthetician, I'm going to call up Guinness Book of World Record after the show tonight and say, hey, you got to place her in there. She's a level 4A, 40-something, so she kind of like reinvented herself, learned some new social media. That was the other reason why I wanted her on. I think it's a vision for what's possible for Gen Xers and whoever else, the genres above that. $1,000 days are her norm as an SD. Are you kidding? That's like huge, big boom boom. Average service ticket is $100. She's trending over 100 referrals this year. She's so booked, though, that a lot of times she is the spa's referral rainmaker. Rebooks at 55%. Her RTS is 15%. And oh, by the way, she's doing all this in 4 days behind the chair. So she's on purpose. She's going to tell us about her story and how she kind of like woke up and transformed her life. But in a nutshell, graduates in 91 from high school. Graduates from Esti school in 02. She starts at Oasis in 05. And they do the summit thing. And that gets cooking. And as I said, here's what she's trending this year in income. So she's really on her game. Now, you're going to want to go and follow her. It's Julie at Oasis in Joplin, or at Julie, at Julie M at Oasis in Joplin. I'm going to take you to her page, and we will put her Instagram handle on the comments because you're going to want to follow her big time. She uses an app that she'll talk about called Post Appy, and you're going to love how she is branding herself on not only her grids, but her highlights as well. So she is in in our green room. So let's just see what she said. Say a little prayer. The Wi-Fi gods are behaving themselves. We'll bring her out. We'll get her talking about her life. And then we'll go from here. There she is. Why don't you give it up for her? You guys make her feel welcome. Boy, we went through a little bit of stress tonight, didn't we? You guys, she worked her butt off all day long, and it's actually an hour ahead of us in East time, and so she was gracious and she's just been so patient. So give it up for one more time, Julie. Thank you for being patient with us. I can't wait to get started on your story.
Okay.
Well, listen, we always like to start with the story as to, who are you and, how did you decide to do this for a living? And you've been doing it for 18 years. So where did it all begin? And then where do we go from here?
It just began with not understanding what was going on with my skin, and I wanted to go to SD school, and so did that, and booth rented, worked at a salon similar to Oasis, and then I've been with Oasis for 14 years. Yeah, you started, I think, in Oasis, was it 05-ish? Or and then I think they shortly after you started, didn't they go to Summit? They were already Summit when I started. All right, and so you were in the game, and you did some independent work as an independent SD. Came
came to Oasis, but somewhere in there the lights started turning on. What were some light bulb moments for you where you really started to see the potential in the Esti work?
Well, I mean, honestly, it was social media. That has been what has changed our industry. So, you know, you're talking 5 years ago, you had an opening. Well, you sat through it unless you had a wait list. And now it's, I have an opening, I post it, within an hour, it's probably gone. So I utilize it.
And you and I, we actually, I met you at a social media seminar that I did in Joplin. It had to be 3-4 years ago. And I remember that there were some big moments for you. You and I were probably talking during the breaks, and you were like starting to get stuff handled on your pages on that day. And then it was almost like that day seemed like it greased the wheels for you.
Well, yeah. And then when you have a best friend that's like, let's do it, you know. So we sat there and she helped me, you know, sign into Instagram and transfer Facebook stuff to Instagram and get that all set up like while we're at the meeting with you.
So you're at this meeting, you're on Facebook, you're with your buddy, and all of a sudden I'm starting to talk about Instagram. So you're starting to flip people over as you're in the class. I remember I think you guys even didn't go to lunch. You stayed and you were working together and you were like getting stuff going inside of the class.
Yep, she's a go-getter.
And so then shortly thereafter, I started following you on Instagram because and we're going to bring them, go on a little digital field trip here shortly. But your income started blowing up. I mean, all of a sudden that next year you went up 20 grand and the year after that 10 grand. And I think you're trending to do 120 this year.
I am. And that was really, a lot of things just aligned to do that. And that was kind of like Summit says, working harder or working smarter, not harder. And so education. So I started microblading. Yeah. And then, you know, we brought in the hydrofacial. And so the salon made some changes and I did. And here we are.
Yeah. And it's almost as if you not only learned to do Instagram, but you started, you almost started like breaking into your own innovations. You started learning Julie's way of using Instagram to brand herself and build. And I've been watching this. I mean, I as you know, I follow you. I comment on your work, and so you're showing up on my stream sometimes 2-3 times a day.
It's true. Yeah.
So I wanna cut right to the chase. I'm gonna go to your page now just to show the viewers like what you're doing, and then maybe get you talking about some of your best practices on the page. So like you had a fresh post here today. It was actually posted 7 hours ago, 8 hours ago, and it looks like you're doing a special type of treatment service. Tell us about that and kind of what was your concept behind that?
Well, people really love the gadgets. That's really big right now. And so these are called cool globes. And my client just happened to say right there at the end, do you have a product for puffy eyes? And so not only did I make a sale and a product recommendation, I popped out a no cost, no time added service and did that for her.
And this particular service, what's it called?
Cool globes.
Cool glow. And was it like an add-on to a facial that you had booked?
No, it's a no cost add-on. They're really affordable. They don't take any time. So it's just like a perk for a regular client.
Oh, I see. So it was like a gift with purchase, kind of value added. So she had to be like hyperventilating about that. And
yeah,
she let you take that document that content. So that was cool. And then you got another one. It's almost like you're using your Instagram grids, actually your whole page, as a learning channel. An esthetician, like what's this and how do you use it?
So my Instagram is going to communicate for me things I want my clients to know. And also it really helps even my team members and our front desk to book appointments.
And so as I'm looking, like you're now doing, it looks like you're like blowing up the lash lift business, and I see this is a real common post, and you have a lot of variations of your before and after on your lash lifting. Talk about that, because that's something really new.
The lash lift is really popular. It's, maybe not going to be your high dollar item, but it is going to get somebody in your chair, and you can always grow your business when somebody's in your chair.
And then I just scrolled down and it looks like you use 6 grids.
Yeah, that is an app called Grid, and really super easy to use, and you can just highlight something you're proud of or a service.
So that app allows you to kind of create that, and so you're taking up 9 grids. It's almost like a blow up billboard.
It is, yeah.
on your Instagram page, and then you did. It looks like you did a variation of this, either probably the day before. So it looks like as you're getting better at it, you're using it more.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm loving this. Now, I could play on your page all night, because you mix it up big time. So here's a post that you did on the 18th with permanent liner, and talk about that.
You just have to highlight what you're doing, and I love to be really educational so that the client knows what to expect, what the price is, that there are no surprises.
Yeah, and I mean, you got clients that are making comments on that. So how much of when you're posting do you actually see not only windows of time filled by posts like that, but you find that either there's a referral that comes in, or even a repeat that hasn't rebooked, but it's because you did something interesting on your grid?
Every day.
So you're saying that this Instagram strategy that we're looking at on a daily basis, you're filling up windows of time that the day before, what was vacant, because of this kind of work that you're doing on Instagram?
Well, I book out for about a month at a time, but every day I hear someone say, "Thank you for posting your cancellation. I couldn't get in," or "I saw your post on this. That's why I booked," or "My friend saw this, so I went and checked out your page." Every day.
Yeah, and I want to show the viewer on it's your 5th, guys. It's the 5th grid, 5th newest grid. It was posted actually 2 days ago. This is what she's referring to. So every now and then, if you've got a 12th hour opening, you'll post something like that, and you're saying within hours it fills.
45 minutes.
In a 45-minute window, that will fill. It looks like you got a 10 a.m. that you posted and a 2 p.m. So now you're actually, with one post, you're attempting to fill 2 windows, and you're saying that gets filled.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, as I count, it's like it looks like every, I don't know, it looks like you're doing that when you need it. So anytime you've got 12th hour, rather than to brand a particular service, you just put a notification on your grid, and boom, it fills up.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to get you talking about your highlight library, because that's amazing. You've got something called PMU pricing. I'm just going to touch it to see. Oh, it's your permanent makeup price list.
Yeah.
And then you've got
and I make those with an app by Ripple. That's a video app.
So Ripple is your video app.
It is.
And then you're starting to do highlights, like you've got one on your hydrofacial service.
Yeah.
And it looks like you got a couple. Now, when I'm looking at that, what am I looking at? That's just kind of the features inside of that. I didn't see it. It kind of.
So Some of the hydrofacial information was directly from the company.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So you'll actually use collateral material from the company that you buy your
Yep.
your supply from. Yeah. It says here the features: fine lines, wrinkles, elasticity, firmness. So that's a collateral piece you're using from the company that you're using your products from.
Right. And you can repost things. So I repost a lot of information about our products that we carry from cosmetics. I will repost cosmetics posts that are educational.
Yeah. Now, this is an interesting one that I want to show. You're actually now doing a highlight of a lash lift. I'm going to get my finger off it so people can see it. I mean, that's like you're like doing surgery.
Well, yes, that's an Alabama video that they had.
Oh, so you're what? Oh, this is cool. So this, you didn't produce this. This is a collateral piece from the company that you buy your supplies from.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my God, you guys! I hope you're hearing this because a lot of you are freaked out. You're afraid they're using highlights, and Julie, you're saying that from the product company, they now have stuff like that that you can upload onto your Instagram story, and then it flips. You can bring it right to your highlight library.
Yeah. You probably have to tweak it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is cool because you're not. First of all, you're not reinventing the wheel, and you're probably using some video content that's got a little bit more production value in it, and it has a little bit more visual appeal, or gives your viewer, a better experience when they watch it.
Right.
So when would your guest be looking at your highlights? Are there any time when they're in your with you where you're having them take a peek at something, or is a lot of this happening before they come in, and as a result of watching it, they book that particular service?
Yeah, a lot of people are ahead of time. They know what they want. And when you detail it out, when you detail your posts out and your videos, they usually tell you exactly what they want to do.
So what you're saying is that it's almost like I'm looking at this, and you've got your esthetician service and product learning channel. You'll say a lot of your guests will actually watch this or have an experience on your page, and it prompts them to book with you. And so when they come in, you bring them back to whatever it is that got their interest. And it's almost like the consultation stems from that, or that on-ramps the consultation.
Yeah, it's a digital lookbook.
Yeah. Oh, it really is a digital lookbook on steroids, because I don't see, like if you said, when's the last service provider I've interviewed that had an app that created a billboard using 9 grids on something like that, I would say I haven't seen that before. You and I will talk, after I'll probably get back to you, because that's innovative work. How many of your clients have made comments just about this, where they saw that and said, I want to talk to you about permanent winged eyeliner?
A lot.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, the longer I'm talking to you, it's no mystery why you're trending to do $120,000 W2 2019. Unbelievable.
Thanks.
Unbelievable. Now, before I let you go, I mean, first of all, thank you for the tutorial. You're in a place now that is way different than you were even 5 years ago. I mean, even though you were working at Oasis since 2005, things really started clicking 3-4 years ago, where I think you doubled your income almost inside of a 4-year period.
Yeah.
And what I'm curious about is, how has that changed your life now? Like, how's that changed you? How's that changed your personal life? What are you able to do now that you weren't before, that like leveled you up into your quality of life or standard of living?
I usually start crying when I talk about this, so I'm going to try not to.
You try your eyes out.
Well, right now, my mom lives with me. So we have a huge house. So that's really a lot.
Yeah. So this is like, this is a freaking miracle. This is you. You're saying, Michael, my life and my life with my, I'm getting goosebumps now. With my mother has totally changed. We're in a place that is diametrically opposite of where we were. Right now, we're heaven on earth. Handful of years ago, it wasn't that like your lives have been changed.
Yeah. We also, like, the only debt we have is our home and then one car. So we've paid off 2 cars. You know, we're very fortunate. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, this is the inspiration behind the interview. So this is what it answers the question for the viewer: why should this matter to me in personal ways? This has nothing to do with business. This has nothing to do with salon life, work life. This is personal now. Yeah. Well, and what the world doesn't know is you and I didn't rehearse this. I had no idea we were going to go here, Julie.
Yeah.
All right. So so that we don't breathe too much drama in this. I got to ask you another question.
Okay.
There's a boatload of people watching tonight. You're blowing up my page, but in the next few days, there's going to be several thousand people watching this, and as they experience it, they're going to go, oh my God, I can identify with Julie. I can identify with her story. She's in a place now that I'm not. I'm in a place where she used to be, and I'm seeing what happened to her. Is this possible for me? And if it is, should I go for it? What might you say to somebody that's sitting where you sat, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago?
I would say, just like Summit, tells you, work smarter, not harder. And a lot of that is just do more with the client that you have in your chair. Worry about that client, make referrals, build that relationship, and education. Always be looking to expand your services. So where you're doing a $56 facial, get some training to where you can do a $100 facial. Right. And then good habits, build good habits, because habits will change your life, and how you rebook your clients, what you sell to them. When it all becomes a habit, it just becomes, like a ballet or a dance. Yeah. So it's nice.
I'm going to call you the New Testament, because what you're really saying is this is why it's worth doing, right? And so, and here's the biggie, and I hope you don't mind me getting this personal with you, but you're 40 something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're a Gen Xer. You've got 18 plus years in the game as an Esti, I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So somewhere in there, you reinvented yourself. You went from traditional esthetician into what I would call a very social digital esthetician that's using digital to not only grow your clientele, but frankly, to give your guests an experience. In addition to the experience of the esthetician service, you're bringing digital so that they can experience that as well. That's got to be mind-blowing to your guests, Julie.
It is. So we had a moment where it was like, okay, do we go full med spa, or do we want to, have our finger on the pulse? And if it's on Instagram, are we doing it? And for me, that's what I wanted to do. If I saw it on Instagram, I want to be the one doing it in my city.
Well, yeah, but you're answering the question for estheticians: how do I use Instagram to brand myself as an esthetician? Because most of the time on Instagram, it's hairdresser work. And, estheticians feel sometimes like neglected stepchildren. And I'm now going to send them to your page and say, look, you need to be living on this woman's page, because she's bringing on a daily basis new ways of using Instagram to brand yourself. And you can't Google how to brand yourself as an esthetician. on Instagram. You would have to like go to your page and study your page to do that. So tonight's been just a historical conversation, Julie.
Wow, that's very flattering.
Yeah. Well, this has been a wonderful. I have a feeling this was a divine intervention tonight. So there was a little bit of anxiety. We got the IT, the Wi-Fi figured out, and this turned out like way better if we would have done it a normal way.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen, I know you had a big day. Are you working tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I'm gonna let you go to bed. It's 10 o'clock East Coast time, so you get some rest. I want you to get some rest. I'm gonna wrap the show up. Say hi to all my homies at Oasis. Say hi to Darlene. Say hi to her granddaughters. Say hi to Sean Fran for me. Did she get married and so now it's not friend anymore?
She got married.
All right. Well, tell her I said hi. Tell them I love them all. Thanks for doing this for us. I love you a lot. You guys, you got to give it up for Julie Moser one more time, will ya? All right, I'm gonna get you off so that I can finish off. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Wow, I think you got to give it up for her one more time, you guys. I think you got to give it up for her one more time. She took us to a place on social media. I want to bring you back to what she's doing on her page, and it's Julie Moses Joplin. That's her Instagram handle. I'm gonna actually put this up so that you can see Julie Moses at Oasis Spa Joplin. Is it? Yeah, Julie Moses Joplin. I want you to study her library of highlights. I want you to study. I mean, she's probably got one of the most strategically laid out Instagram grids I've seen in a long time, and how she's using it. And she's actually creating some billboards on her Instagram that I just absolutely love. So if you're an Esti, you should be like watching this until you can recite it, because she's showing you what you need to do to really use social media, but specifically Instagram, to blow up your income. So what a show. I think we ought to give it up for her one more time, you guys, because she did make big boom boom. So give it up. All right. So we're running behind, as I always want to do. If you're new to us, or you're going to be new, this is Michael Cole Summit. That's my handle now, wherever you go on the internet. So, and this particular Facebook page is Michael Cole Summit. It really has become the learning channel for social media training. Every Thursday night we have conversations in our studio where we Zoom.com another Jedi behind the chair in tonight. It was an esthetician. We do hairdressers, nail artists, massage therapists, salon owners, salon managers, front desk operators, to show you the newer ways where people are using digital to grow and explode their business. Same handle on Instagram, Michael Cole Summit. I'm blogging on all of those platforms several times a day, including video blogs. We got a brand new thing going on IGTV. When you get on my Instagram page, we're now doing this is the placeholder for all of the micro learnings. And those of you that have been following micro learnings know that like this interview tonight will be edited down to 2 or 3 minutes to give you the kind of like the highlights of the 20-minute talk, and that we call that micro learning. Well, now we used to place the micro learning only on the Summit YouTube page. Now, if you go to the Michael Cole Summit Instagram page on my IGTV channel, you will see all the micro learnings. And then we got some other new content. It's become our latest, greatest toy. I am just so excited about it. It gives me goosebumps. And it's free. And you should be watching it. So make sure that you go there and follow the work. You should be living on summitsalon.com. There's just that .com has got too much tutorial content, too many digital tools. A lot of these are for free. that really you're going to be using from the education inspiration you get from the interviews. So go there. You're going to want to order the script guide because that's become the new Bible of social media for people behind the chair, as well as the social digital planner. So these are the two must-haves. The Over the Top is a book that gives you some traditional language behind the chair to upsell your guests, to rebook them, etc. We have a new .com inside of the Summit family called SummitSalon365.com. Really, it's become the Summit's Netflix channel. It is a pay-per-view. It's a membership. It's all of the more the videos that have more production value. This is an absolute must if you're a salon owner, because this is, you add this to your library. So I want you on that as well. We have a social media virtual coaching team. You can now hire a social media coach to take your staff on some social media intensive, so people don't have to jump in plane, trains, and automobiles. You don't have to be camping out at hotels anymore. So you're going to want to call us on our 800 to set up a complimentary online interview to get that started for you. So that's basically, we've got mobile calculators that set day goals that you can hit. We've got mobile trackers. So we're going digital in a big, big way. You're going to want to be hanging out on summitsalon.com to find out, how all that stuff works. These are our business partner is L'Oreal Professional Products. These are their brands. From Redken to Pureology to Matrix to Mazzani to Baxter to Biolize to Pulp Riot. Esti is our nail line, Kerastase, L'Oreal Professional, Shoe. These are all of our brands. They sponsor this work. This is why we can bring you this content at no charge. So please support those brands, as well as Salon Centric, which is the distribution arm now of L'Oreal PPD. And in addition to that, you've got State Beauty and RDA in the Texas region as well. So great show. Ran a little bit late. Sorry about that, guys, but we had to do that to make it happen. So see you next week, and get some rest. And I'm going to say good night.